Alright, it's the beginning of June. It's time for another update on the raised wicking bed. I'm going to show you the modifications I've made since the last video. Alright, since the last time I took a video of this, I've obviously stained the wood on the bed now. And I've built a trellis for it, using the same galvanized metal that you would use to build a chain link fence gate with. That stuff, according to online, it's worth lasting about 70 years or so, so it'll outlast me, even if it only lasts half of that. I use 1 3/8 inch pipe, and then the little corner brackets, 2 of them, and then a bunch of yo-yos, and I also got that piece of galvanized line going across a little turnbuckle here. I would advise, after I put this together, I realized that there's actually a gap here and here, so you could use like one continuous loop and only have to do 2 of the metal ties instead of 4 like doing it this way, and you would end up with actually 2 runs of wire too, so you can move the yo-yos easier. The yo-yos themselves actually got on Amazon in bulk for pretty darn cheap, and they have about 25 feet of string on each one that's rated for 2 to 3 seasons worth of use. Once that's done being used up, I'm going to buy the hay bale twine from Tractor Supply. It's UV treated. You can buy like 20,000 feet for like 15, 25 bucks, something like that, I think. I'd have to go look that up. But I will say that when I first built the trellis, I did not put the crossbar on there, and I just had these little end caps where I put that line straight across, and as I was tightening it down, the poles themselves, even though they were pretty strong, they were flexing, and the line itself was still sagging in the middle just with the weight of the yo-yos on there. So that crossbar is necessary. The tomatoes themselves, as you can see, the soil level is actually starting to deflate now, so every year I should be able to come back and add some more soil. The tomatoes themselves are doing pretty good. I'm getting a flower cluster like one here, so those are probably 6 inches apart on these beefsteaks. I'm pretty sure these are mortgage lifters right here. I'm just starting to get my first tomatoes on that. Over here, what I'm pretty sure is the Better Boy or mortgage lifter. One of these is what the other. One of them's a better mortgage lifter and one of them's a Better Boy. So this might be a mortgage lifter, but it's starting to get some tomatoes. You can see the leaves are nice and dark green. They're looking pretty healthy. Got little seeds blowing in from somewhere. Over here, my cherry tomatoes. Got a whole bunch of these coming in. They're actually looking extremely happy. Like, look how nice and dark green those leaves are. But I'm getting these bunches on the cherry tomatoes. I'm getting them every 6 inches, but some of the flower clusters are only 3 inches apart. So if these tomatoes end up growing, say, 20 feet over the season, it's gonna be a lot of tomatoes on each little section of vine. So every section of vine has its own yo-yo. The armpits actually grow out pretty fast on these guys. So everything's looking pretty good. I do have an understory parrot starting to come up now. I still haven't watered this bed yet because it's rained, like over the last month and a half, it's rained darn near every day, or at least been cloudy every day, except for maybe a week and a half's worth of sunny days. Like today, it's been sunny all day, but there's a storm blowing in. I don't know if you can see that. There's some clear sky over here, and here's a thunderhead rolling in. So it's getting cloudy again. But I'll check back in a few more weeks, and I'm actually heading out of town for a week. So confident this will be here when I get back. It'll probably be here 20 years from now. Just want to do one quick shot of some of the tomatoes I'm starting to get on my cherry tomatoes, some of the bunches. Sorry, I don't know if you can see all those. These are actually looking, I've grown this type of tomato, the Super Sweet 100s, a couple of times, and I've never had big dark green tomatoes looking like that. So they seem to be very, very happy. Every time I've grown them, they've always been in containers, so they're actually loving this style, container growing. So I'm getting a cluster. There's probably 5 inches apart right there, probably 5 inches apart right there, and another 6 inches up is there. Here's a cluster, another cluster forming, which, by the way, each of these clusters could have up to 100 tomatoes on it. That's why they call them Super Sweet 100. And as you can see, this, as the cluster rolls out, start getting the flowers up front, but it's curling back, getting smaller and smaller and smaller with the flower. I don't know if you can see that. They basically just unfold. Like this right here. This one's already got tomatoes on it right here. But as the cluster comes out, it's flowering. And there's still some little tiny flower heads that are starting to form right there. So this thing's going to keep growing. Kind of excited. This might be the year of the tomato for me.